Yo guys, what's going on? It's D Fantasy here, back with another video, and today we are doing the top 5 best decks post ban list. Or should say top 5 meta decks. So if you guys haven't known already, the ban list dropped today, and it was pretty interesting, I should say. There's definitely videos all over the place now, so definitely check them out. But yeah, guys, this is my top 5 meta decks for the post October ban list. And yeah, guys, so starting off, Tri-Brigade, Zodiacs. Guys, this deck honestly it got little less consistent, but that's only part of the Zodiac engine, because Zodiac Barrage got banned and Tanky got limited. So literally all you have less access to is the Zodiac engine and less copies of Fractal. But Revolt wasn't touched, and none of the Tri-Brigade monsters were touched. So Shrek wasn't put to 1, Revolt wasn't put to 1, Fractal wasn't put to 1. But yeah, so basically it was like a slap on the wrist. They definitely still tier 1 100% in my opinion. With just again a little less consistent getting to the Zodiac engine, but that's besides the point. You could still play Zodiacs, so it really doesn't really matter. So next best deck, honestly, in my opinion, Drytrons. The only hit they received was Ava to 1. And surprise, surprise, Red Eyes Fusions didn't get banned. Verte didn't get banned, and Dragoon didn't get banned. So, if you guys still want to hand trap this deck to Oblivion, go ahead, because they're still gonna end on Dragoon with negates in hand. So the deck is still amazingly highly really strong and consistent. It's just they lost 2 copies of Ava Searches, which is essentially 2 negates. So even if you let's say super poly the whole board or somehow, right, and you're still gonna have to deal with a negate in hand, right? And that's not even counting if you don't super poly the board, and they still have access to multiple fairies in hand. So on top of Ava, the 1 Ava, so they could just use ultimateness to continuously negate stuff. Now that they have 1 Ava, we're probably going to focus more on ultimateness, which is, instead of discarding orange light and another card, they just have to discard a fairy card, right? So but yeah, that deck literally didn't really do much, so they could still end on Dragoon, ultimateness, Beatrice with the Ava Search. So nothing really too harsh against them. So that deck is still pretty much untouched. The biggest winner of this ban list, in my opinion, was definitely Virtual World. Nothing got limited, nothing got touched. In fact, they actually gave them a bigger boost by semi-limiting emergency teleport, which is basically free special summons of a level 3 or lower psychic type monster, and they're pretty much all level 3s except for Lalo, I believe, and some other guys. But yeah, it's essentially more copies of Lulu and any other level 3 psychic Virtual World monster you need. So this deck, in my opinion, is by far the biggest winner of the ban list. And yeah, guys, definitely be careful for this deck, because Shen plus Chuche alone is, although it's it doesn't seem like a lot, that is very, very strong. So definitely keep your eye out for this deck, and because this deck is definitely still a threat. Next we have Prankids. I'm kind of sad that they kind of hit the deck, but I understand why. The deck was making butlers multiple times with multiple nukes or Raigekis, with Meow Meow. So Meow Meow getting limited to 1, it was definitely okay. Even though Doodle is a lot stronger. Shout out to Konami for not banning that. Yeah, Doodle is definitely a lot stronger than Meow, but I could see why they limited Meow. But yeah, having one Meow pretty much doesn't, doesn't ruin anything. It doesn't. It's like literally like a slap on the wrist, because they could still play. If anything, they could just add more cards that they needed to, like that people weren't already playing, like Nightmare Phoenix, Anaconda to play the Thunder Dragon Fusion package, and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, Prankids is definitely still a meta deck, guys. Definitely look out for them as well. And the last but not least, Alistair, the Invoker deck. So, Invoke Shaddolls, Invoked Dogmatica Shaddolls, stuff like that, is still pretty insane. I feel like that deck is pretty underrated, not gonna lie. Even though I haven't seen much of them at locals at all. But that deck can really, really pop off, and for some forsaken reason, they always have Alistair and Nadir. If you guys know what I'm talking about, definitely know in the comment section down below. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Every time you imperm an Alistair, they'll have Invocation, or Nadir in hand, no matter what. That's insane. So, yeah, and yeah, here we have Dragoon decks. Dragoon decks. These are just some honorable mentions. Dragoon decks are gonna be running wild. If you guys didn't scoop your Vertes now, I suggest you do before they spike. They probably already have by the time this video goes up. And your Fusion Destinies for this card coming up in Burst of Destiny, I believe. And yeah, guys, these two cards in the format are going to be toxic AF. So grab your Kaijus, grab your Dark Rulers, whatever you need to stop this card, because these are going to be insane. And some honorable mentions are definitely Zephrys. Zephrys, I always thought of, I've always like considered an underrated deck in the DCG. They get so much love in the OCG. Not to say that they don't get love here. It's just definitely an underrepresented deck that I see has a lot of potential in the format or in the TCG, because this deck can literally do anything. It can utilize all the summoning mechanics: Xyz, Synchro, Link, Fusion. Like, it's insane. You can change your scales. It's insane. So definitely, Zephrys is definitely an underrated deck. Pendulums, I should say. Shout out to Triff. Pendulums definitely got a boost on this, with Skull Crobat Joker going to 2 and Double Iris going to 3. Double Iris, we predicted that. If I recall, Skull Crobat Joker wasn't doing anything at 1, so 2 is fine. Double Iris, same thing, wasn't doing much at 2. 3 is fine. So Pendulums, they get a big boost as well. Pure Shaddolls or any Shaddol variant, like I mentioned. Sky Strikers are still a really decent deck. Salads, same. Eldritch didn't get hit or anything or touched at all. Burning Abyss is actually another underrated deck. I feel like is definitely an underrated deck in the game right now. So Dante's still good in 2021. So definitely keep your eyes for that. And Mech Knights, Mech Knight Invoked or Mech Knight Orchist variants are definitely another pretty good underrated deck in my opinion. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you guys have any other suggestions, like leave your list for top 5 decks, or leave your suggestion for what you think the best decks are going to be post ban list, and I'd definitely like to read it. So yeah, guys, with all that being said, have a nice day, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.